expressing my very sincere appreciation to President Yoweri Museveni and the government of Uganda, who saw it fit to propose Otunu as a candidate for the position of the UN Secretary General. I am enormously grateful, and I appreciate this gesture on the part of the President and the government of Uganda. I want to express I'm very touched by the sentiments which are aboard of the people of Uganda. Because if today Otunu is standing here as a candidate for the UN Secretary Generalship, it is because of Ugandans and Uganda. I am shaped and formed by this country, very proud of my country and very proud of my compatriots. So if the world today has seen it fit to consider my candidature, the credit goes to the people of Uganda and to Uganda. To my teachers along the way, to my parents, to my schoolmates, to those with whom we fought in the trenches in the Idi Amin years, including Prime Minister Ruakana Rugunda, and to all the well-wishers. I also hope that my being considered for this position sends a signal, a message to the little boys and girls all over this country, wherever they might be, in schools, in rural areas and towns, that if one of us, a son of the soil, somebody born, formed, and shaped here, can be considered for this position, then they can hope and aspire themselves to great and greater things. I hope this is part of the benefit of this candidature for our country, for our children, for our young people, and that our parents will not tell our young people, this is not for you, there's a ceiling here, this is only for those who are from London or Tokyo or Lagos. No, there's no ceiling. We have a nation of highly talented people. Given the opportunity, nurtured and developed, we can do great things not only in our country, but around the world. So I'm very grateful to my compatriots, very proud of you. I hope I will do well by you. I want to say a word about the person who is going to be leading our charge, who is going to be the leader of our lobbying team, which is Prime Minister, Right Honorable Dr. Ruakana Rugunda. I said Alan Kasuj and I bumped into each other literally in the streets of London. Well, Dr. Ruakana Rugunda and I, we go back a long way. This is a sweet reunion. We cut our teeth in the common struggle against the Idi Amin regime when he was the president of NUSU, National Union of Students of Uganda, very important, powerful body in the country at the time. And when I then also became the president of the Makerere Students Guild. We have remained close over the years. Even if our political paths may have diverged, our souls have remained the same. And so this project, which has come together as a project of Uganda, a national project that brings us together, regardless of our views, regardless of our divergences, regardless of our arguments and disputations, I'm very happy that we are working on this together. He's my twin brother. He is Opio. I am Ochen. So I'm very happy that we are in this project together. Now, first, let me say, just in terms of explaining things, why is our team still in Kampala when the process of selecting the Secretary General has already started? The reason is that there are 3 countries, Uganda, South Sudan, and DRC, who are on the ban list, Ebola ban list for the US. People from the 3 countries cannot enter the US in a normal, routine way. So we've had to cool our heels here, discussing with Washington and petitioning for a waiver to make it possible for us to leave Kampala and go to the US. I think we are very close to getting a positive answer, and I want to thank the government of the United States for really bending over backwards to be very helpful to all of us, to Ambassador Adonia Yebare, to Prime Minister Ruakana Rugunda, myself, and others who are going to be in the delegation. So we hope that very soon the delegation of Uganda, the lobbying team, will join the other candidates who are ready in New York. So that's the reason why we are still here, but hopefully soon we shall be in New York. As you may know, there are 7 candidates, Otunu being the 7th to enter the race, and they come from all over the world. To be elected Secretary General, you need the approval, the recommendation of the Security Council, the 15-member body, but you also need the ratification of all members of the United Nations, that is the General Assembly. In reality, the main decision, the critical decision, is made by the Security Council, the 15-member body. And within the Security Council, those at the front row are the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. To be elected, you need to gain 9 positive votes from any of the 15 members, regardless, any of the 15 members, whether they're permanent or they're elected members, it doesn't matter. But you need at least 9 votes. And you need to avoid a negative vote by a permanent member. The negative vote is often referred to as a veto. You need to avoid a veto. And that takes us to the Otunu formula. Alan was asking me about this yesterday. You've been reading a lot about the Otunu formula. What is the Otunu formula? The Otunu formula was invented in December 1981 when Otunu, representing Uganda in the Security Council, was the president of the Security Council. At that time, for almost 6 months, the Security Council had been deadlocked over the issue of electing the Secretary General. The candidates were Kurt Waldheim, the incumbent then, and Prime Minister Salim of Tanzania. So when I became president, I said to members of the Security Council, let us stop, let us cool it, let us try to think through this and come up with a method that is more informal to move forward.
Completing his studies at Oxford University and graduate studies at Harvard University. His main activity has been the public and diplomatic service, and at the UN, where he worked for many years, he has undertaken a number of positions. He was for a couple of times or so president of the UN Security Council. That is, Uganda was the president, and he was the permanent representative of Uganda. During that time, when he was president of the UN Security Council, Otunu did the unusual. What is this unusual? The United Nations was often paralyzed by the election and the controversies about getting new secretary generals. Otunu as president developed innovatively the position of having a straw ballot in a manner that balloting would start early until there was consensus. He's the expert on it, and I'm glad we have the innovator of it, and we'll be talking about it. But since that time, it has been the standard method of selection of the Secretary General of UN. And I'm glad that he's going to most probably benefit from his own formula. And as far as the local politics is concerned, he has spent some bit of time in local politics. He was at one stage president of the Uganda People's Congress and even contested for the presidency. So he has not only had an international profile, but has also had a national profile.
It's really good support. As permanent representative of Uganda to the UN, that's where the campaign is moving. And in the coming days, yeah, in my territory, and I can really confirm that we are ready to receive you. My team is ready to receive you and facilitate you to do your campaign for UN Secretary General. Let me say that we are really have an experience of winning such a positions for the UN that are more complex, like the International Court of Justice, which both of the gentlemen know. Let me also mention that there is a lot in common here, except you. There is a lot in common that Right Honorable Rugunda was ambassador at the UN. Dr. Otunu, like he said, was ambassador at the UN. I'm ambassador at the UN. And I think we are a formidable team. We will give it a shot. They also mentioned that we really need to thank President Yoweri Museveni. And I think Dr. Orara said it. I mean, yesterday I was thinking as we're at State House, as a Ugandan diplomat who has been in diplomacy for some decades, that President Yoweri Museveni and Dr. Olaro Otunu are in one room. I was pinching myself. See if that was real.
You didn't bite each other.
They didn't. That speaks of the country has moved on in terms of our leaders seeing eye to eye. And this confirms this project as a national project. It's a Ugandan project. It's not an Olala project. It's for all of us. And I think that's why we're here, to really make it a national project and make it work. Like Dr. Olaro Otunu says, it's a very complex process, but he simplified it very well. And I think we can really, under the leadership of Right Honorable Rugunda, I think we will make it. We will do Uganda proud. And what is important to me is that Dr. Olara is going to be given an opportunity to really present his vision to the rest of the world. And always people ask, what is the role of the Secretary General? The role of the Secretary General is more of a secretary than a general. He has no army, but moral persuasion. And Dr. Olaro Otunu has the right profile. There are 3 pillars of the United Nations: human rights, peace and security, and development. And he has literally worked across the 3 pillars. And I don't remember of any Secretary General that has done that. You know, Kofi Annan, you can argue that he was more of a peace and security person. He was not a development person and not a human rights person. So he's really the most qualified candidate, and with due respect to other 6 candidates, some of them are my colleagues at the UN. I think he comes in, and there was a question, but he has been out of saturation for a long time.